Hey, how's it going, everybody? Kumsat here from RisingPhoenixMarketing.com. So today we're going to talk about Instagram and why Facebook decided to buy it for $1 billion. Is that right? Yes, it is right. And what is Instagram? How can we market with it? And how do we do it with mainstream marketing? So that's number one. But number two, I wanted to do this real quick first before I go on. Thank you, everybody who purchased the Instant Instagram Profits course. Thanks, everybody, for taking me up on the webinar and coming on there and checking that out. That was awesome. I had a good time with that. I got a lot of good feedback, but I really, really hope that you got all the value you needed out of that. That's number one. And number two, like I said, thanks everybody for making this happen. I've been busy, obviously, with launching the WSO. It was a major success, over 200 sales, I think, so far. So that's great, and I'm really happy that everybody's enjoying it. If you have any issues or anything, remember, customer service is just a click away. I'm right there for you. So without further ado, let's get back into the course. What is Instagram? Alright, today we're going to talk about Instagram marketing for your business. So if you have a mainstream business or you're trying to get traffic to your site and you want to build a brand, then this is what we're talking about right here. We're talking about Instagram marketing for your brand pretty much. And we're going to go through some really cool stuff here, and it's going to be a completely white hat because a lot of people were asking me, especially on the Warrior forums, like exactly about the course and all that stuff. And to me, like I said, it was quick and actionable, so you can take action on it and you can make money quickly. And I developed the course because, I had a lot of friends asking me, what's the fastest way to make money online? Well, building authority sites and blogging and all that stuff, those work really well, but they take 6 months, a year to start even building your brand and start generating traffic, regardless of how good you are sometimes, especially if you're trying to build a legitimate site. So I made the Instagram Profit site, and then, I launched the WSO, and it was a success. But here's the thing. A lot of people want to know, how do I use it for my business? Like, I guess, quote-unquote, completely white hat. Well, there's no real white hat according to Google or according to anything. Anytime you try to game the system, nobody likes it. They just want you to naturally make things appear. But, if you're a fan of guerrilla marketing or, search engine optimization and getting people to you instead of waiting for people to come to you, then this is what we're talking about. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So without further ado, what is Instagram? We're going to cover that. We're going to cover up how to get your accounts up, and we're also going to cover how to get followers. So those are three things we're going to cover, and that's pretty much the three pillars of Instagram marketing right there. Yeah, it's pretty obvious here. Okay, so next slide, Instagram, right? So what is it? It's a photo sharing app. So pretty much you upload your photos, and people look at them, and they like them, and they can comment, and it's pretty cool. And there are 80 million users, and 2.5 million of those are active on a daily basis. Now, the thing about Instagram is, with the traffic, they are active users. Now, what I mean by that is, think about this, the mindset here. Okay, so these people are visual. Like, anybody who's photo related are very visual people. And the cool thing about it is, while they're visual, you're giving them something where they can't click. The only thing that they can click is either a picture or a URL. So there's not many things for them to click. And people who like pictures and all that stuff will click a picture, especially if they see a thumbnail. That's something interesting. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in the next slide, I believe. So alright, so we'll talk about some basic controls real quick. So there's three things essentially you can do. You can like, comment, or follow, and then obviously you can unfollow. So those are one and the same. So those are the three basic things you can do. Think about it this way. It's pretty much Twitter with pictures. Twitter 2.0, I suppose. And then just for reference, remember it's a photo sharing platform. So just remember mindset of the people using the Twitter accounts in general. With Instagram accounts in general when you're working with this kind of stuff. So very basic stuff so far. So getting set up, you can use either your iPhone, your iPad, or your Android, pretty much any smart device. There's also a thing that you can use called BlueStacks, and that is on the computer, and you can go get it at BlueStacks.com. I've actually made a post about it below. It was like the first post. I bumped it down because it wasn't relevant to the site, but it's there. You can search the archives. It is there. But BlueStacks.com, it's there. You can also find it at the free video course. I think goes through that too. Okay, so we're in the BlueStacks module, and here is basically the Instagram, I guess, account. So the picture here is up top left, very self-explanatory, and followers up here and following, that's very self-explanatory too. Like I said, it's just like Twitter with pictures. Very simple. And then obviously your URL right here. This is the only thing that's clickable. That's what's important. You can put something in your bio here, and it can be, I think, up to 150 words. So you can put something pretty substantial. Here it just says to your success, and then your name obviously up here. Up here will be your account name. So with that, let's just go to a couple things. Photomap shows you where you would take the picture, which since we're here in BlueStack, that's not going to be applicable. If you go to this middle button here, you get to explore. So here's everybody else's pictures. Pretty cool. You can click on all these pictures, and then if you do, what happens is you'll go to this, and then pretty much it's splashed out, and then people are writing, hey, what's going on here, and all this other stuff. So this person is probably Ukrainian or Russian, and they got some stuff going on, and somebody's gonna call me out for that. I'm gonna have a Ukrainian guy say something, but I just took a guess. All right, I don't know Ukrainian. It's not a language I know. Okay, so you go back here, and these are like the top ones and stuff like that. So that's your home page. If you want to add photos, it's over here on the bottom left, and here it shows you who's following you, who's liking you, what their comments they're leaving on, and stuff like that. So here's the like, comment, and follow right here. You get these updates. And a powerful thing about that is if somebody's carrying their phone, it's in their pocket, it automatically tells them that, hey, you've got like, a follow, or somebody commented on your picture. So people are trying to do this thing, and if you're young or you're a photographer, people probably when you're checking out their stuff. So if you follow them, people generally follow you back. It's the same thing as Twitter. And they have some things called shoutouts and stuff like that. We'll talk about that more later, but I just wanted to show you a quick reference of what the screen looked like and what exactly is going on with this. So, I mean, as you can see, this is really photo sensitive stuff. Like, these people really like taking photos. It's not just about spamming some site. So, I hope you got a better understanding of what it is there. But like I said, though, like, say, look, you have all 100 comments. So there's serious comments. People are talking. People are communicating. It's quite effective at this point. So I think you really need to look at it if you're not marketing with Instagram to start going ahead and at least think about a plan and maybe engaging in it. If it's for you, especially if it's a visual heavy company that you're trying to promote. So that's that. We're going to go back to the other lesson now. So the thing you're going to want to do now is you're going to get followers, and you can do that by using intriguing photos. So if you're branding yourself, make sure your brand has some really good photos like that cake and all this other good stuff that makes people emotionally attached to it. Things that can kind of draw somebody in. So another cool thing you can do is like motivational posters, since they're so small. And remember, these are on their phone. Like if they can't read the text, they'll click the picture just see a bigger picture. So I mean, that's one thing that you can get them in there doing. I mean, it depends what your market is. You can have like girls, sex sells. You can't get away from that. If you're a marketer and you're not acknowledging that, then you're missing out. So that's that with photos. I mean, I'm going to show you a couple examples here soon, but just intriguing photos, very, very important if you're going to do it that way. Another way to do it is you can do contests or prizes. So say, shout outs, like, follow me, and you'll be put into a contest. And obviously you have to check the rules and the state and the laws, and make sure that it doesn't go against any laws or with whatever state you're in and stuff like that. So, but that's not legal advice. I'm just saying, contests, prizes, they do work. You'll get followers. So here's an example of something they can use. This is not mine, obviously. You can make this real quick, but I mean, something like this can generate a lot of traffic, can generate a lot of just people talking about it. I mean, I'm sure this is probably overused and stuff, but I mean, these are photo people, and some of them are amateurs, some are just getting into them. So not everybody's know about the stuff like this. You can kind of just get them in there like that. Hey, what's going on? How do we do this? And they'll start a conversation, And even if you've copied the process from somebody, with 2.5 million or 80 million people in Instagram, somebody's gonna ask you what's going on with it and stuff. And so don't think that you're like rehashing stuff, because with 80 million people, even if you said it 100 times, somebody else hasn't heard it yet. That's important to understand in marketing. It's almost impossible to saturate these markets, especially in the internet. It's not like you're in some small town with only 200 people coming to your restaurant. This is big time. I mean, you can't even scratch those numbers even if you wanted to. I mean, you gotta think of it like that. All right, so another way to get followers is you can develop a conversation. Now you want to think about this like blog posting. You go there and you blog post and you say, hey, look, that is one cool pic. I just wanted to put it out there. And don't spam or anything. Don't ask for them to go look at your site. Just have a conversation. Carry your phone with you and do it. Especially if you're doing it as your company. You know, you want to put your best foot forward. You know, have a conversation with people. Reach out to the community. And I think it's important to understand that what's happening here, especially in the turn of the century, is you remember back in the early 19th century when you bought from Uncle Ron's farm because you knew him, and you didn't buy from Uncle Barry because you didn't know who he was. Well, that's coming back on the internet. Big companies are getting all these reviews and all this stuff, and people are buying from those small guys again. People who actually communicate with their audience or stuff like that, and people will buy from you and come visit you just on the chance of, you know, just because they're you know, they have to use that, you know, reciprocate what you're trying to do. You know, the laws of reciprocity, if you haven't heard of it, pretty much if you give somebody something, inherently psychologically we always want to be balanced and we want to get back. So you want to use that as much as you can. And then the follow and unfollow method, that's pretty self-explanatory. If you follow somebody, they're going to follow you back, and then if you want to, go ahead and unfollow them. You know, obviously that's not a trick you might want to use with your best company, and if it's like a legitimate company, you might not want to do that. But if you're trying to just get the ratio to a certain spot, you know, this is definitely the way you want to do it, and it's the quickest. So another way to get followers is target people in your industry. So what I mean by that is those people, if somebody's gardening and they have nothing but gardening pictures, and you go to their site and so you go to their Instagram account. Now those people already have a ton of followers, say maybe even 100,000 or something. Those people are all interested in gardening. You can almost pretty much assume that, especially if their hashtags all match up. So if you do that and you find that person, just go ahead and target their followers and just talk to nothing but them. They've done all the hard work for you. They've already correlated the data for you. You've already put everybody into one folder. Now you found them, you can go nuts. So that's pretty obvious there. So really, in conclusion, there is a shelf life to this because, like I said, Facebook camera is inbound. It was already created. It was announced a couple months ago, and pretty much, you know, they bought Instagram to pretty much, I would consider it like this. Remember when eBay bought Craigslist and they kind of just marginalized them, left them aside, pretty much so they didn't have any competition from them. But they never got rid of them because they didn't want that vacuum to be taken over by somebody else. So what they did is just left them around and didn't improve them. And then, you know, they left them what they were doing and they didn't make it a competing market. So I feel like Facebook camera is the same thing for Instagram. They just bought Instagram. They're going to marginalize them. They're going to start promoting your Facebook camera, or vice versa. They might get rid of Facebook camera. Either one. They'll take one of those. But right now it seems like they're kind of marginalizing Instagram because they're not really doing anything with it. It's the same now. It hasn't updated. Spam's getting worse. Stuff like that. So if you look at that, you can probably pretty much correlate that that's what's going on. So we don't know how long this is going to last. If it's anything like Craigslist, it's going to last forever. But, you know, take it with you as you will. I feel like, you know, Steve Jobs used to always talk about, you know, platforming to the next level, skipping that level. Don't just get a little bit better. Go to that next level. And I feel like maybe video is going to be the next thing. And I know there's an app out there, and Justin Bieber talked about it or something. I'm not really familiar with that yet. But I feel like if that's going to catch on, that's going to be the next thing. So, you know, photos are great. We'll see where they go. Like I said, get it while it's hot. So I just wanted to thank everybody for watching. And if you want to go see more, you can go to risingphoenixmarketing.com. And please like and subscribe to the channel if you like it. It really helped me a lot. It really motivates me to keep doing these videos and to get out there. So I just want to thank everybody for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon at my website, and hopefully we can make a difference. So I'll leave you with this, and thanks again. See you on the journey.